In this lesson, we're going to build out our second level. So let's go ahead and go into that. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in our character. Now, you remember from the last lesson, I made this into a new prefab. I'm not using the old one that's located under standard assets, 2D, and prefabs here. And the reason why I made a new one is just because I've changed it so much, and I might want to, if I ever want to go back to the old one, I want to make sure I have a copy of that. And mine's so different, I kind of want it to be in the new things I've sort of made in a way. So that's why I put it here. Now, let's go ahead, and we do want to use some stuff from the old assets, though. We still want to use some of these platforms. So let's go ahead and drag in. Let's start off with maybe this one here. We'll start off with this again, our small platform. And my goal for this level is to just make it a little bit more dynamic, make it a little bit more dangerous. But you don't necessarily want to make it, get really difficult really fast. You want it to be sort of a slow incremental build-up of difficulty that introduces mechanics one at a time. You don't want to introduce like 5 new things all at once. So for this one, what I'm going to do though is I am going to add in moving buzzsaws. So not just like ones that rotate, but ones that actually move up and down and left and right. So right off the bat, in fact, actually, maybe this one isn't quite the one we want for this. Maybe we want something a little bit longer, because maybe I want to have a buzzsaw going back and forth like that. So let's actually go grab, what would be a better one? Maybe platform 12. That's a little bit longer, I believe. Let's check. Yeah, a little bit longer. So with this platform, and then let's bring in our buzzsaw. So if we go over to prefabs, the buzzsaw is right here. Okay. So I got that buzzsaw, and so I want it to go back and forth. Now, for me to do that, I'm going to need to do another animation. So I can actually just modify the one I already have, though, of course. And my layout's a little bit different than yours, possibly. I'm going to go switch back to default. There we go. Now we're back at the same thing. So anyway, back to this. I'm going to go up to Window, then go to Animation. And here's the animation we were working with before. Okay, I can't see my buzzsaw, though, so let's find out where that went. It's over here. Okay. And if you ever lose something, say I'm like over here, one thing you can do to find it again, press F, and then it'll focus in on it. So that's cool. Anyway, we're at 0, and this location's fine. I'm going to go and get this tool because it's a little easier to move things around. So I just want to move it around this way. And I believe that's it. Put in a keyframe there. You can look deeper into this if you open it up like that. It looks like there's still this rotation, though. So I need to press the record button. So now it's recording. So now if I move this, you see now we have position being keyframed and rotation. So that's good. So I have a keyframe there. Now I want to add a keyframe at the end of this. So maybe just right there at 1 second. And I want it to be, or actually wait. What I might want to do, I'm going to zoom out here. So I'm just using the scroll wheel to zoom out. And what I want to do is I do want to put a keyframe at 1, and it's going to be over here. And we might want to move this stuff around a little bit, but for now this will be fine. Then at 2 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and copy. I'm going to copy these keyframes and paste them at 2 seconds. Now let's play that and see what it looks like. I think that looks fine. Okay. So let's go ahead and try playing this and see how it works. And something went terribly wrong. So what's going wrong here is that we have an extra camera in the scene. So we just gotta select it and say delete. Then if I press play, there we go. So now we can move around like this. And we have a few more problems. We don't have our UI in here, so let's go ahead and go to level 1 and save that. And let's go ahead and make our canvas into a prefab. So our canvas has all of our heart stuff and everything. So I'm gonna go to prefabs and just drag and drop that in here. Cool. So let's go back over to level 2 and let's drag and drop that into here. So let's find it. just in prefabs, canvas, drag and drop that in there. And let's go ahead and play. So you should see a heart disappear when I run to these. So let's see. Oh, but no, it's not set up entirely yet. Remember that we had to set up the connections. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to select our character robot boy, go down here, and I'm going to set this back to 0, because if I try to assign it right then, where I drag and dropped all of the hearts in, it would assign them to new indices. So we want to make it back at 0. I'm going to lock the inspector. I'm going to open up the canvas, open up health, select all the hearts, and drag and drop them into hearts. Now if I press play and go into the thing, yeah, there we go, we lost one and I fell off into oblivion, so it'd be a good idea to add a kill for. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go to, let's see, standard assets. I'm going to go to 2D, prefabs, and get a kill zone. So drag and drop that in here. And that looks pretty good. Sort of like that's fine. And something I want to go ahead and alter is, and we're gonna go over to the other scene to do this. Before we get too far into this level, let's go back to the first one. Save this scene. I'm gonna go ahead and alter the some attributes for our main character here. I'm going to go ahead and change. If you go down to platformer character 2D script, I'm going to change the jump force to be half of what it is. It's a bit high right now, so now I should be able to jump less high. So let me see. That's a little bit too like reduced though, so maybe something a little higher than that, maybe 600. And now let's try that out. That's pretty good. But we will notice one problem. If we go over here, where did our blade go? Oh, it's over there. That's because we just overrode our old animation where it was just spinning, and so we need to fix that. Let's go ahead and select our, where's it at? Our buzzsaw right here. And is this even prefabbed anymore? Should be, but it's not showing up as blue, which is a little strange. So I'm going to go ahead and just drag and drop that in there and say replace anyway, so something weird happened there, but it looks like it's a prefab now. We'll go back into our other scene, just double check that's still working. So scenes, I'll go to level 2, and we'll save this. And we'll go ahead and play. Yep, so that's still doing its thing. But like I said, we want to have both these doing what they should be doing. So for that, the prefab thing maybe not necessarily as useful. But we want this to be our prefabbed one. We want this one because it's just the simple spin. They're all going to have the simple spin. The other one, I'm not going to apply any changes to that other one in level 2 to the prefab, because I want this one to be the one that sort of is set up as the prefab. So what I change here, I might have to go back and change on the other one to get it to work the way it is working right now again. But I want to go ahead and fix this. So if I go into its inspector, I'm going to just double click on the buzzsaw controller. You can see I have the spin animation. And, well, you know what? I've changed it, so now it's not quite spin. It's more like spin and go side to side. So what I'm going to do, down here in the animation folder, I'm going to just copy and paste that, or I'm going to duplicate it. So I select it and press Control D to duplicate, right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this spin 1 to be move side to side. Okay. I actually didn't really need to open up this, because the main thing I need to do is I need to alter these animations. So I'm going to just go to Window, Animation, and I need to make sure I have my buzzsaw selected. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to get rid of these keyframes out here, and then I need to get rid of the position keyframes. So I'm going to select just where it's positioned, both of these, see it's on the position row, I guess you could say, and I'm just going to press delete. Now if I play, well, I need to be able to see it, so I'm going to go over to scene, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I don't know, yeah, we need to move this back. Well, oh wait, hang on, undo that. It's recording right now, so okay. Now it's not recording. So now I'm going to press play, and you zoom in, And yes, it's just spinning. Okay, so that's fine. So we have that taken care of now. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And I'm going to just, it's in record mode still. So if I just go ahead and save this scene, and then I'm going to just reload it. Okay. So now if I press play, I'm going to go over and see it. Yep, so that's working better. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this, which is going to mess up the other level. And we'll see that here in a second. So if I press play, see, now it's just spinning. So let's go ahead and alter this buzzsaw so that it will go side to side, but it'll be different from the other ones. So what we actually need to do here is go into animation. We're going to make a new buzzsaw controller. So I'm going to press Control D to duplicate this, open it up, and now what we're going to do is change this. So I'm going to delete this spin here. So yeah, delete select asset. I believe so. Yep, just deleting it from here, not from the project. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take the animation from move side to side, drag it in here. It's already connected it, so that's cool. And now when I play, it hasn't changed, and that's because I haven't assigned the new buzzsaw animator to our buzzsaw. So let's go ahead and select the buzzsaw, and let's go ahead and assign this. So drag and drop our buzzsaw 1 over to the controller, and we can go ahead and rename this. It's going to be buzzsaw side to side. Okay, now I'm going to play, and it's going to move side to side. Cool. So remember, we don't want to apply the prefab for this, otherwise our other one is going to end up behaving like this. So cool, that's good for now. In the next lesson, we'll continue working on designing our level. See you there.